Hello everybody, I'm Sarah and today I will present you a combined detection of two myostatin inhibitor proteins in human blood and urine for anti-doping application. So what's the myostatin? The myostatin is a potent negative regulator of skeletal muscle growth which circulates in serum as a precursor. It then undergoes proteolytic cleavage which gives the active protein which exerts its action by binding to transmembrane receptor on the surface of muscle cells, causing a muscle atrophy. Myostatin circulation is bound to at least two major proteins. In one hand, we have the follistatin, or FST, which is the glycosylated protein occur in tissues as two main user forms. The follistatin 315, which is the circulating form, and the follistatin 288, which have a paracrine action. And in the other hand, we have the myostatin propeptide, which is the N-terminal part of precursor of myostatin in blood. This peptide bound no covalently to myostatin in blood, and it's composed of 244 amino acids. These two inhibitor proteins bind to myostatin and prevention its attachment to its receptor, promotion by this way the inhibition of intracellular signal and muscle growth. In addition to the production of the recombinant follistatin and MyoPro for therapeutic purposes, these two products are also already sold on the black market by companies producing peptides for bodybuilding. So the goal of this study is to detect their abuse in anti-doping samples. In this study, we use the following recombinant follistatin and MyoPro with different glycosylation degrees and produced in different cells. So we purchased the standards the most at risk of being used, in particular the protein produced in E. coli, and we used antibodies recognizing all this protein. For methods, firstly we spike serum and urine with different standards after we supplemented by anti-FST and anti-MyoPro antibodies, and we add magnetic bed. After we incubate all tube at 4 degrees Celsius overnight, and the following morning, follistatin and MyoPro are eluted by a buffer containing a detergent and reducing agents. Secondly, proteins are separated by a sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis, and after they are transferred by the semi-discontinuous system buffer onto membrane polyvinylidene fluoride. And the next day, we incubate the membrane which contains the follistatin and the MyoPro with a butynylated antibody against FST and MyoPro. After we add the peroxidase complex, and finally we add a chemiluminescent substrate to detect FST and MyoPro. So the results shown below were obtained by the combined technique detecting for both follistatin and myostatin propeptide. The suggested technique is able to detect all follistatin and myostatin propeptide forms. A large number of myostatin propeptide and follistatin are represented by one or two major bands corresponding to the single molecule with different glycosylation, and additional bands corresponding to multimer are represented here. In the spiked serum and urine, the bands corresponding to the standard profile were detectable and unchanged in serum and urine. except for the follistatin 288 from E. coli. The second bond was not found in the urine and in the serum. So the degree of recovery of myostatin inhibitor is variable depending on the affinity of antibodies used for the various standards and seems slightly better in serum compared to urine. Artifacts do not interfere with detection, and the method is reliable, specific, and sensitive in the order of nanogram per milliliter. So the SDS page profile of blank urine and serum. As you can see, no bands are detectable in the follistatin or MyoPro standard location, and the additional bands are attributable to immunoglobulin chain from capture antibodies. Finally, a confirmation by single detection could be conducted for suspicion. And the results shown below were obtained by a specific MyoPro and FST signal detection using anti-MyoPro only and anti-FST only for immunocapture and detection. So in the case specific follistatin and MyoPro signal are easily detectable, as you can see, removing additional band for immunoglobulin. By the following, we access to complete the validation of the method according to Committee French Accredited and World Anti-Doping Agency quality standards, to test various products sold for bodybuilding on the internet, and finally, administration errors will also be performed to evaluate the detection in vivo. Thank you for your attention.